Hello and welcome back to the Happy Mama. Hi, I'm Hannah, a mom of one, pregnant with my second, a girl who's all about holistic living, gentle parenting, living a positive, healthy life, and I also have a few PCOS videos scattered here and there. So if any of that interests you, please, I'd love to have you in this family. Click the subscribe button and like this video to support my channel and get this message out. Today we are talking about fertility tips that no one talks about or that I had never really heard of until I dug and dug for years. So I'm sharing them with you today. I have seen the results in my life by implementing these, and I hope you give some of these a try and see how they affect you, your hormones, and your fertility. So let's just get right in. Some of these, I'm just going to put a disclaimer out there. Some of you are going to hear these and be like, okay, you are kind of loose. That's fine if that's how you feel. But don't knock it till you've tried it. And listen to me when I describe why it affects our fertility. Okay, let's go. On with the video, Hannah. So first thing to help balance your hormones, especially when it comes to fertility, and that is go create something. Go draw, go paint, go redesign a room, go create something. Use your hands, get involved, enjoy the process. Now, you're thinking, okay, what? Like, how is that? Here's the deal. Creativity. Where in our body do we create? Now some will say your brain. That's fine. In a female body, what is the biggest creator of them all? What brings new souls to the earth? Well, God, but in our body, what helps form those? Our ovaries and our uterus, yes. Our main organs, their whole purpose is to create. And many times, if you have suppressed your creativity, you are subconsciously also suppressing your fertility. I know. Just go give it a try. With my son, when I used to love to draw, to do all of that, and then, life happens, you become an adult, you have all these responsibilities, and you don't make time to do what you truly love. And I remember hearing this tip more so in the spiritual world, and actually a few holistic doctors I followed online had kind of brought it up, how like creativity and fertility were tied together. And so I was like, I'm going to give it a go. I like to draw anyways. I haven't done it in a while. I actually went and also got some adult coloring books, and I started to do that a couple times a week in the evening before I went to bed. It wasn't long after that I became pregnant. I want to point out too, I didn't do this in the sense of like, okay, I have to go do this to help my fertility. I have to go draw, I have to go color. It was something I looked forward to and I was excited to do. And also with just going along with kind of any of those activities of creating, you're naturally having stress relief, releasing endorphins, there's dust, which again is going to have a positive effect on your hormones. So if you don't believe in any of that, at least you can take that out of it. Okay, this next one actually I used this time around. I don't know how much I can get into it really because it's very personal and I'm still kind of getting through it. But that is releasing past traumas. Now some people can have like trauma that isn't that traumatic but still play a huge part on your subconscious and therefore impeding on your fertility. For me, I remember hearing this holistic doctor talking about PCOS and how many of the women she saw, if they were doing everything right but still weren't seeing results, how she would have them go and figure out if there was something in their childhood or in their past that was subconsciously holding them back from wanting to be completely feminine and womanly. And I remember hearing this and being like, okay, I can kind of see, I've kind of been a tomboy my whole life. Not that that says anything, but what is it in me that could possibly be wanting to kind of push back from being a woman and everything that goes along with being a woman, which is fertility. And I kind of just thought back on my childhood. I couldn't really think of much specific, times. Of course, I've had some, I'd say negative attention, I guess, for being a girl. I think we've all witnessed this growing up, but nothing I could really pinpoint that I felt like I hadn't released. So this time around, I decided to go to a acupuncturist for this conceiving this child. I was like, you know what? I've heard a lot of good things about acupuncture. I'm just gonna go see what it feels like. If anything, again, it just helps relieve stress and to balance the body system. It helps to strengthen organs and align the body, helps with energy flow if you're into that. Just all of that stuff. And it's been used for centuries. So I was thinking, I'm just going to go and give it a go. Okay. So I go and, I told her kind of my problem areas, which the only main problem area besides my cycle not being completely regular was that I have had stomach issues basically my whole life. They just kind of came out of the blue around 3rd grade, where I just had severe stomach pain, and from that point forward till now, I have just had issues with my stomach. Now, becoming plant-based and eating a vegan diet has drastically, and I mean drastically, improved that. However, it was still there. It wasn't completely gone, and I had gone to doctors growing up, and they were just like, oh, you have IBS, or oh, your stomach's inflamed. But it didn't sit well with me, because I'm like, that doesn't explain anything, in my opinion. It just says, like, this is what's happening. And it's like, you already kind of know that's happening in your body. So what's the root cause? That's what I'm all about. If you watch anything on my channel, I'm not about treating symptoms. I'm about getting to the root cause of what's causing the symptoms. So anyways, I go to this doctor and I tell her about the stomach pain, and she's like, okay, in Chinese medicine, because acupuncture goes along with Chinese medicine, they kind of have heat and coolness in the body, and she said, I can tell you store a lot of heat in your stomach. I don't know, I don't really know even much now about Chinese medicine, but I'm like, okay, like, too much heat, we need to balance it. So she's like, so I'm gonna do these acupressure points, and she did them all around my body, even for my ovaries and uterus, and to help remove some of that heat. And I'm going to put you on this supplement for your stomach, specifically to help remove stomach heat and help with, I guess, stomach acid. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I guess halfway through, maybe 2 or 3 weeks in, my stomach was feeling a little better. And I remember going in and I'm like, okay, for some reason last night it really flared up. And she's like, okay, I'm going to do these points. They're pretty strong. It doesn't hurt or anything, but we're going to do those. And this pulls the heat out of your stomach, literally. Like, she did the point. She said this pulls the heat. So it pulls kind of like whatever's going on in the stomach out. This is how she described it. Whether you believe it or not, that's up to you. So I went there that day, and the following morning, I woke up and I had, it's hard, I haven't really talked about this out loud, this scene play in my mind, kind of like when you're getting back into a dream. But I've never had this experience. I haven't even really told anyone this. The scene start playing in my mind, and within minutes or seconds of this scene playing out, these memories just start, and recognition start pouring into my body of past childhood, like sexual trauma that I didn't even know I had ever been through. And it was intense. It sent me straight into a panic attack. I didn't know if I was dreaming, having a nightmare, or what. But then days later, talking to therapists and stuff, it turned out I wasn't dreaming. It was all real, and it was a real memory. Even now, I still need to still get help, so I can't really, disclose a lot of information. I can just be very broad without having a panic attack, but it all made sense. It all made sense after I learned that, and I relived that, and looking back on like stomach pains and all that, it ties into that happening as a child. And I knew right then and there that was my block. That was impeding on my fertility without me knowing. And I don't know why it would affect me now and not, before with my first. All I know is that having a child, a lot of things from your childhood come back to you. You kind of relive them through situations with your child. So I don't know if it kind of surfaced or what or how it works. All I know is when that happened, I think it was either a day that night or 2 days, I ovulated. And I became pregnant that time. And I'm just sharing this, so if you all know that you've experienced this, I'm not saying if you have PCOS and that you've had this happen. I'm not saying that. It could be something totally minor for you that's really kind of given you this block in your mind of not wanting to fully function and be womanly. But I know that's what it was for me. And it'll be interesting to see after I have this baby and after my cycle comes back for the next time, how different it will be. And we will see how much of a change there will be. But I just have this huge gut feeling that was it. That's why I had extra testosterone. That's what was keeping me from ovulating regularly, was this block that I didn't even know I had this trauma. So look deep inside yourself. Yours could, like I said, could be minor. It might not be like that. But there could be, let's say there is, something that's just stopping you from wanting to fully embrace being a woman and everything that comes with being a woman. Okay, now that let's move on to the next one. Okay, let's get out of that, shake that darkness off, and let's go on to the next one, which is find something to nurture and grow. It could be a fish. It could be a puppy. It could be a plant. It could be whatever you want it to be. Find something to really be a mother to. I'm telling you, I don't know how this plays in, but whenever right before I got pregnant with my son, I was just really into taking care and nurturing my dogs. Right before this one, I now have so many plants that I've grown, planted, nurtured. Something about that I feel like really connects with your fertility. It kind of goes into that creativity, but it also goes into that motherly instinct and fulfilling it and living it. So find something to nurture, find something to grow, to love, to be a mother to. Go be around babies or children. Again, you're like, girl, you crazy. I'm telling you. Find, maybe one of your friends just had a baby. Go hold that baby. Go embrace that baby. Be like, I'm going to be holding my own baby soon. This is what it feels like. Get that image in your mind. Soak in that feeling. Get all the baby vibes. Some people may find this really hard if you are really wanting to be a parent and you've had a lot of losses or you're having a lot of trouble with fertility, but let yourself embrace and soak in the feeling and enjoy it. You don't have to block those negative feelings, but recognize them and let them go and enjoy and soak in the moment with a baby and be excited for you to be holding your baby. Again, I don't know what it is, but it's like I get this sense. Anytime I've been around a baby, I'm like, oh my gosh, a baby's in front of me. I'm going to be pregnant soon. Because this is what's going to be happening to me. I'm going to be pregnant soon. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I'm telling you, give it a go. Give it a go. Whatever you got to do. Don't be a creep, but you get it. Go be around babies. All right, this next one I kind of put into my supplements I use to naturally conceive. By the way, even if you're not trying to conceive, all of these are going to help balance the hormones that are in charge of your fertility. And even if you're not wanting to conceive, it's important that those hormones are balanced and working properly for in the future when you want to conceive. And it just is an overall key and indicator of good health. So if it's off, work on it. You don't have to have a baby. Just be extra safe when it comes to actually, doing a baby dance and not wanting a baby. You get me? Are you getting the little symbolism I'm saying? Okay. So next one is you have to let go and trust in God. Trust in whatever you trust in. I'm a Christian. I believe in God and Jesus. I know God and Jesus are real. You get me? Like, you hear a lot of people be like, oh, just stop worrying, let it go, and you'll be like, you need to stop worrying. You're trying to take too much control. And you can want to slap those people. I get you. Okay, I get you. However, what they're saying is you need to release the responsibility of everything you're carrying to balance yourself. You need to release that to God. Like, you need to be like, God, I trust you with my body, my hormones, my fertility, getting pregnant, and I am releasing this responsibility to you because I trust you fully. I know you had the best intentions for me. I know you know the perfect timing, and I'm releasing this to you. I'm going to do the best I can to take care of my body, to fuel my body. I'm going to manage my stress, and I'm going to be in my prime condition to have a baby, but I'm releasing this responsibility, and I'm going to live my life to the fullest and do the best I can, because you have to think that's all you can do. Just think of how many years or months or decades you could be putting on yourself, and you could be missing out on certain moments that you're not a part of because you're holding this and carrying this on your shoulders. It's time to let go. It's time to release and realize this isn't in your hands. This is above you. The only thing you can do is the best you can do. Best fuel for your body, best, the physical stuff and the mental stuff. That's all you can do, but you can't hyper focus on what you're trying to achieve. It's just going to put stress on you that's going to innately stop you from getting what you want. So release it to God, release it. And anytime you feel yourself stressing about it, be like, what am I doing? This isn't in my hands. I'm doing the best I can. I'm going to enjoy my life. I release this to God. I'm going to be pregnant soon. I release this to God. You get what I'm saying? Release, let it go. And you are going to find that your life becomes so much more enjoyable and at peace. And when that happens, your mind and your fertility is going to be affected by that shift. I'm saying this out of experience. So please, if you have a different story, if you think differently, that's totally fine. I'm just saying this out of someone who's held on to that and held almost like a burden, which it shouldn't be a burden. It should be a beautiful thing. And realized once I released that sense of control and responsibility, what it did to my mental and physical state. So keep that in mind. Last but not least, and it kind of plays into this, go do the things you love. There are things you love to do, you've loved to do since you were a child. Go do them. Is it walking around the mall? Is it going to play putt-putt? I don't know, going to watch your favorite movie, going to watch chick flicks, like taking a hike, going on a float trip, going to the beach, whatever it is, make time for it each day if you can. Again, don't stress about it. Like, even if it's 5 minutes, even if it's just 5 minutes of reading a book you love, even if it's 5 minutes of walking outside, getting sunshine, whatever it is, make time to do it every day or at least a couple times a week. And really soak it in, because those endorphins that you release are just going to have a positive effect on you mentally and physically. And I find for myself, when I'm in that state, my body's functioning at its best, at its prime. And those are the moments, those are the times that I find myself like easily conceiving. And it's funny because, you know, I've already gone through conceiving my first son. You'd think that for the second child, it would just be, I already know, like I need to do this. But you don't. We fall into these patterns. We fall into this mental control of needing to control things, to be constantly worrying about it. Why isn't it like this when I've done this, and this? And instead, none of those thoughts are serving us. We need to instead focus on, okay, what can I do better? And not in a stressful way, but in, tomorrow I'm going to do this. And then give yourself grace, love, and realize and live the life that you are worthy of living and enjoying. So, guys, those are my fertility tips that I feel like no one talks about, but again, they have made a huge difference in my overall life, health, and fertility. And anytime I've implemented all of these, I'm not joking, within the first 2 months, I found myself fall pregnant. I will be doing a separate fertility Q&A, or like naturally conceiving Q&A. So any questions you have, leave them down below for that video. That'll be coming out in the next few weeks. I know, like the last videos, I've been like, follow me on Instagram. I'm on there every day. I'm actually doing a huge social media detox. No Instagram, no Facebook. I'm simply posting on YouTube. So I will be looking for comments probably an hour after I post a video. So if you have a question or you want to like reach out to me, I can answer you within the first hour. So be sure you have that notification bell on, or it'll just take me a little while to answer if that's not the case. So wherever you are, I hope you're doing amazing. I hope no matter what journey you're on or have been through, what you've been through, whether it's when it comes to fertility and hormones and PCOS and just this whole journey, I hope you really take to heart everything I've said in this video and just give them a try, because what you have only something to gain, okay? And regardless of what anyone's told you, as far as like doctors or anyone, if they've been like, you're gonna need this to get pregnant, you're gonna need this, I'm here to tell you, like when I first was diagnosed with PCOS, that's what they told me. I said, oh, you'll just need to take fertility drugs when you want to get pregnant or do IVF. That was multiple doctors. Trust your body, trust your gut, trust God, trust your intuition, and trust healthy habits. When you treat your body well, your body will treat you well. And I'm not saying that if your body isn't treating you well, you've done a disservice, that this is all your fault. That is not what I'm saying at all. All I'm saying is what your body is doing is just trying to speak to you to say, hey, something's off and it needs to change. So keep that in mind. I love you guys wherever you are. I hope you're doing amazing. I pray for you all every single day, and I really appreciate each and every one of you who have been a part of my channel or even just have listened or commented on any of my videos. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart, and I will see you in my next video.